Hi. I wanted to come on here and just speak about what my process is right now and what I am striving for moving forward. So, I am striving to learn how to express myself with authenticity, which means like just unapologetically expressing what is true to me and expressing what I feel in my heart, what I feel in my body, and what I feel in my soul, regardless of what is normal or what is acceptable. And this has been a crazy journey. And so I'm gonna be posting my light language when I feel like it. I'm gonna be posting my thoughts on things, what I feel like is coming up. I'm just gonna be fucking talking about it, because why not? And I'll be offering some kind of healing thing soon, but that'll come in a different thing. But to me, it has been a crazy journey to get to the point to where I feel like I'm at a point in my life where I'm like, I have a feeling for who I am, and I have dug so deep and I have uncovered so many layers. And this goes for everybody. We all kind of adopt identities and narratives that we tell ourselves it's like we tell ourselves over and over these things, or we hear these things over and over in our environment from our parents or from school, or honestly just the world we live in. Everyone tells themselves something that isn't really true. And this is kind of hard to describe in human words, but it feels like the truth is like who you are at your core. And I feel like all of us, we all have our own unique frequency. I feel like we are all souls, and we're all like a spark of the divine. We're all a unique little spark, and it's almost like there's a flame inside of our hearts, and over time we learn things that we either become blinded and we don't see the flame, or we ignore it, or sometimes it feels like the flame is nothing but a pile of ashes. And I think the journey and the process of going through there and going inside of yourself and opening that fucking chest of memories and of beliefs and of identities that aren't really you, and looking at them and being like, is giving them love, and knowing that although this is not you, you don't just have to be like, yeah, get out of here. It's kind of like we adopted those identities out of fear or out of lack, or something like that. And those are parts of ourselves that need love. And we peel back all these layers and we find that underneath all of these layers of identities and of illusions. Like, we live in a world of illusions. Like, so many things that we think are important, and so many things that we place so much, like, attention on, and things that just are so, there's so much pressure on so many things. Like, when you uncover the layers, and when you allow yourself to be in the presence of our creator and of the great spirit, you start to realize that so many of those things don't really matter. And you start to remember who you are at your core. You start to remember your unique spark. And, this process of remembering, it's not like you go to bed as someone else and you wake up and you're like, I remember. No, it's like, well, maybe it's like that for some people, but for me, it's been more like years of going inside of myself and looking at my wounds and the things I'm afraid of. And when you really look at those things and look at the feelings that we have and look at all the densities, all the negative energy, as some people would say, you find that underneath it's like your authentic self and then your wounded self. They're like trying to have a conversation, and your wounded self is like, I need to be heard. Like, I know that this isn't me, but I'm scared, or I feel hurt in some way. And so the process of remembering is literally the most beautiful thing. And I am so grateful for the journey, regardless of how fucking insane it's been, and how scared I have been, and how many times I've been like, dude, I have to go to a mental hospital. Like, I'm literally losing my mind. And so, this kind of goes for everyone. Like, everyone goes through these things, and I just... once you get a taste of that remembering, and you start to get your memory back of what is true, and you start to ask yourself, what is true for me? You just experience like a it just feels so much more natural. And so, yeah, it's a little hard to put some of these ideas into words. It's like I experience this all energetically, and sometimes putting it into words is like trying to translate a language that is not even of this world. But and it's not like you get to a point where you arrive and you're like, I'm liberated. Like, I'm not affected by anything, because we live in a human world. This is a human experience, and there's like a full spectrum of emotions and experiences to have here. And once you start to uncover the magic underneath your wounds and underneath your pain, you start to see how synchronous and how almost orchestrated it all feels. And it almost like makes you trust a little more that you are going to be okay, and whatever you are going through for a reason, and it'll teach you something. And so that's my few cents. And so Just letting everyone know. I'm gonna be posting some things. I'm gonna be offering some things. I'm going to jump into this ocean of embodying who I really am. And there may be times where I kind of recoil and I get a little scared and I'm like, because, you know, when you're your unique self, you realize that not everyone is gonna like you. Not everyone is gonna get it. Not everyone is gonna resonate with what you're saying, because everyone's on their own journey. And like, someone's journey is gonna be right here, and then your journey is like on a different frequency over here. And so it's almost like when you say something, they'll understand it, but it like it won't really seep in where it needs to, or they'll feel judgmental or whatever. So I encourage everyone to just be yourself. Love yourself enough to just like obnoxiously, beautifully, chaotically, or gracefully just be you, because you are a gift. Your unique frequency is a gift, and everyone is so beautiful. And I feel like the world would be a better place if we were all just ourselves. But anyways, so there will be more of these videos coming, and I'll probably make a YouTube soon, and I'll probably end up posting stuff on there, posting the same videos I post on Facebook, whatever. But I have been guided to do this, and I have been guided to share this message. And you know, my goal, I don't want to, there's no such thing as me healing a person. I want to kind of ignite the spark within them, because I've had people along my path that have ignited my spark in certain ways, and even sometimes triggers, like they trigger you for a reason. Like there's something you need to look at inside of you, and I feel grateful for those too. And so yeah, there's gonna be a lot coming, and I'm so excited to see what I do this year. I've had so many of my friends are going into new things, and after spending time off of Facebook, I kind of was back on there, and everyone seems to be diving into new things, and I think it is so beautiful. I feel like we are all going through this process of expressing ourselves more authentically and living our truth. And when you start living your truth, and when you start acting on what lights the flame in your heart, it's like it all compounds upon itself. And so my action today is to speak about it and be excited about it, and let people know how fucking stoked I am. So yeah, I love you guys very much.